This is Xena. Xena has some eye contact dominance issues. Also, she gets in trouble. She thinks she's in charge. She's the guard dog. So on this video, I'm going to go over a focus exercise. So focus exercise is designed to get the dog to look at the human in the face. Now I have a handful of treats in my left hand. I'm a right-handed person. I'm sitting with my knees shoulder width apart. I want the dog sitting in front of me. Sit. I'm holding it one between my thumb and forefingers. I'm going to make both of my hands look uniform. Now she's going to accost and slobber on my hand. She's trying to take the treat. I'm watching her eyes. Now, if you see a dog trainer try to teach this, what they'll do is they'll hold the treat up at their temple, and that lures the dog to look up. I'm waiting for her to do that. As soon as she does, I raise her my nose, focus. And then I put it in her mouth, sit, and I say the word focus. Now, I'm not telling her what to do. I'm waiting for her to stumble across it. Xena. On her own, and when she does, I raise it to my nose. Xena. Focus. She can get up if she wants. I would prefer to have her seated, but right now she'd rather go to other humans than me. And I'm not moving my hand away at all. I'm just waiting for her to look up at me in the face. Xena. So when she's looking at the treat, focus. It's like almost objectifying the treat. Xena, here, sweetheart. Sit. I know you're going to figure this out. Focus, that was it. And then make sure she sees you reload. And she's looking for treats that don't have any strings attached to it. Focus. This is the dog that was growling at me when I first arrived anytime I looked her in the eyes. Focus. Now what happens when she looks me in the eyes? She gets a treat. It's a good thing to do. Focus. For dogs and a lot of animals, direct eye contact is interpreted as a challenge. Focus. See how much faster she's doing it. Focus. Now when I'm doing this, I'm going to count out the timing. 1 second, 1 second. Focus. As we're doing this, and I do this with usually like 10 to 12 treats in this hand, or my off hand. And then what I do is, at first it's 1 second, 1 second. So always raising at your nose is 1 second. And I raise it my nose because I want the dog to look at me in the face. And so I raise it my nose to maintain that it's looking here. Then I travel the line down towards its mouth to maintain it looking at me and the treat. So we're going to do this. You should be able to see the dog's eyes and the treat the whole time as you're going down. And the next, and then after a while, the end product will look like this. Focus. That was really good. Usually I start looking around. Now, if I go from 1 second to 20 seconds, that's probably about 12 seconds, but eventually when I get to about 15 or 20 second delay. Now, if I try to go from 1 to 15, that's way too big. So what I do is all 12 treats, 1 second, 1 second. Then the next person, if the dog's staring at me like she was, goes 1 second, 2 seconds on the second movement. Focus. For all 12 treats, the first movement is always 1 second, then we start elongating the second movement. And then maybe the next person, and you might have the guardians might want to make a chart or something like that so we know what iteration we're at. And then each time we do this, we try to move it up forward as long as the dog's able to stare at us the whole time. If they start looking around, if I go from like 5 to 7, and the dog starts looking away at 6, then I back up and practice at 6, 1 or 2 more repetitions to make sure the dog's able to hold it. The goal is I want the dog's focus to be able to maintain a stare at the person's face, not necessarily eye contact, just facial contact, for up to 15 to 20 seconds. Now, once you get, and when you do this, you want to practice. Dogs don't generalize well, so we like to practice in different parts of the house. First, sometimes practice here, then practice there, practice the kitchen table, the stairs, upstairs, downstairs, all over the place. Once you get to the point within 7 days where the dog will stare at you for up to 15 seconds, the next step is to make it more challenging. Well, we can do that by going right on the deck up here. I would keep the dog maybe on a leash so she can't run off if she sees deer or something. We're out kind of in the country. And now we have all the sights and sounds and smells of being outside. That's more challenging than inside. So we go back to 1 second, 1 second. But this time we might do, we can move faster. So we might say 1 second, 1 second for 5 treats, and she's pretty much staring at me. Then I go 2 seconds for the next 5, 3 seconds for the next 5. But eventually get to the point where she will focus up to 15 seconds outside on the deck here. Then what we want to do is start doing it outside in front in different areas, but don't do it while there's raccoons or other stuff that's going on. That's too challenging. We want to put the dog in a position to succeed by making it as easy as possible to help them develop that skill set, then gradually make it more and more difficult. So in this case, 1 second, eventually 1 second, 20 seconds. But we do it in very progressive steps so the dog is able to handle it and practice the behavior that we want. After a while, if the dog starts like growling at a guest, and we say focus, the dog looks up at us. Dogs can't multitask, so now we've redirected their attention towards us. And if we have a guest that the guest feels comfortable, the guest should not do this if they don't feel comfortable. But once she already knows how to do this exercise, and you go and you give the guest a couple of treats, and they go like this, dog's like, I know what we're doing. I like doing this game. I'm gonna go sit and I'm gonna practice looking at this guest in the face and getting rewarded for doing it. So we can remove that eye contact dominance issue that she has, and also create a very powerful way to redirect her attention by saying focus. This is how you can teach your dog how to focus.